Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Many years ago, my father told me a story which, stayed with me for many years. And in fact, when I became a student of knowledge, some of my teachers also told the same story to me. And it's about a frog which lives in a well. And one day, another frog lands into this well and they have a conversation. The frog from the well is asking the other frog, where are you from? And he tries to describe, he goes, I'm from this pond, there's lots of vegetation, it's really vast, there's all these different creatures, etc., etc. And the frog in the well is struggling to understand this or comprehend this because his reality was just this well, okay? And so he says, how is it bigger than this? He goes, yes. So he kicks the one wall and he says, is it as big as this? He goes, no, it's bigger than that. So he eventually kicks all four walls. And the frog, which has come from outside, he says, no, it's even bigger than that. And at that point, the frog in the well says, it can't be, it's not possible. It cannot happen, because in his reality, all he ever knew was this well. So he couldn't understand that outside the well, there's something which is larger, there's things that he has never seen which exist. And sometimes what happens is, because of our environment, because of the way we've been taught, we tend to think that Islam is restricted to this amount. But what happens is, as you become more knowledgeable, as you start to study, and I've experienced that as I became a student of knowledge, over the years as I studied, I started to realize, oh, there's this opinion, there's this opinion, there's this opinion, there's this opinion, there's this opinion. And what happens is your horizons become broadened, and you start to realize there's so many opinions in Islam, and it's just so vast. And what happens is, a result of that is you become tolerant. And you become less judgmental of other people, because you realize, oh, there might be an opinion that, that is valid, that person's following. And so I think that in our time, one of the things we're missing is a lack of respect and lack of tolerance that we have of other people. And what we have to understand is that difference of opinion has always existed in Islamic history. Sahaba differed with each other. We have different schools of law. They have different understandings of the Quran and the Sunnah. It's how they understand those sources. And we have to understand that that's always existed, it always will exist, and we have to be able to respect that, okay, you are not following my understanding of Islam, but if you're following a valid position, then alhamdulillah, that's good for you, but I'm comfortable with where I am. And I think if we could just be a bit more respectful, a bit more tolerant of one another, then we would have a bit more unity and we'd have a bit more cohesion in the Muslim community. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us open hearts, allow us to become more open-minded, more respectful, because one of the things you'll realize as you learn, you become more aware of how little you really know, because knowledge is endless. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to be more tolerant. Sallallahu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam taslim kathira. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen.